Black prom culture is breaking the internet again. Recently, a group of high school students went viral after showing up to prom in full luxury style. We're talking dramatic dresses, custom suits, expensive cars, red carpet energy, cameras everywhere, and the whole neighborhood showing up like it was a movie premiere. And of course, people online immediately started arguing. Some said the whole thing was way too much. They said the outfits were too flashy, the cars were too dramatic, and the prom send-off looked more like a flex than a school event. Some even joked that the fake money and props looked like they came straight from Amazon. But this is where people are missing the point. For a lot of Black families, prom is not just some random school dance. It is a celebration.
Hold on, before you go, make sure you like the video. Stay for the whole video. We got to talk about this.
Family saying, "You made it." It is the neighborhood saying, "We see you." It is a moment where a young person gets to feel important, celebrated, and supported by everyone around them. So now people are saying the criticism is not really about the dresses, the cars, or the photos. It is about people being uncomfortable when Black students celebrate themselves loudly. Because when other cultures have big coming-of-age ceremonies, people call it tradition. But when Black students show up with that same energy, suddenly it becomes too much. And honestly, that is the real conversation. Were these students actually doing too much, or are people just not used to seeing Black joy take up that much space? I'm really curious to know your thoughts about this.
Stop policing Black children's proms. I am so tired of seeing the discourse about Black children and the parents doing too much for prom. I'm tired of it.
Right.
It's so frustrating. It's irritating. There are so many cultures who do the most for their children, for weddings, for parties, for 16-year-olds, for the quinceañeras, all the things, right? Yep. We as Black people have had to create our own culture. Now, do I believe it should be reserved for children who excel in school and who are doing well? Of course.
Right.
But the children and the parents should not have to prove to the internet that they deserve the celebrations that they are having.
Right.
If a parent can afford it, they should be doing it. Should they be going broke for it? Absolutely not. But they shouldn't have to prove that they can afford it.
Right.
No other culture ever has to prove anything. Only us. Only our children. Only the things that we do for our kids. Mm-hmm. And like I said before, we have had to create our own culture as Black Americans. If you go to any other country, they do it big. Whenever I'm in Africa, we do a whole dance celebration when I'm in Uganda to say goodbye. Stop policing Black children. Stop policing Black parents celebrating their Black children. I am so tired of it. I literally saw a girl get a promposal and the young man rode up on a donkey. Maybe it was a pony. I don't know. But there was not one negative comment.
Right.
No one's saying, do they deserve it? No one's saying, what do their grades look like?
Yep.
Not one person. Not one person.
Conveniently.
Because they were two white children.
Right.
It was adorable. It was super cute. But I really want our kids to be able to be celebrated without judgment. That's all.
That's it.
Happy, what is today? Wednesday? I don't know.
Why are poor people trying to look rich?
So how do you know that somebody's poor? Just because...
The fact that a bunch of Black kids dressing as prom and showing up with nice cars bother you so much. Why does Black joy bother you so much? Like, you literally took the time to make this video of being upset for no reason. These Black kids aren't committing crimes. They're not doing any bad things. They're doing positive things. They're smiling and happy, excited for prom, and you still find a way to complain.
Yep.
Black people are the only race that gets criticized for going to prom. Be like, oh, I bet them grades are low. I bet the GPA, bro. Oh, well, why you doing too much? Oh, I ghetto. But y'all don't do that shit to any other race. Come on, man. Make it make sense.
Y'all just be getting on the internet fuming. Just saying anything.
That we see a rise in hood prom, hood graduation, hood baby showers and stuff like that is because of a lack of emphasis of having the father in the home in the Black community, especially.
Hey, real quick. She got this one that's talking now, not the lady that's going to respond to it. She got exposed.
Incomes, low-income ones, such as the hood, and as well as the rise of baby mama culture, because these young girls don't ever really see themselves becoming brides or having a wedding or being a...
And you really do believe in the shit that you say. I'm really trying to understand and see if there's any point of view I can follow here. Yep. But I don't see the correlation between celebrating prom in an over-the-top way and baby mama culture or the lack of fathers in homes. To me, It feels like this is an excuse to spew off racist takes and dress it up as concern. Take was, prom is celebrated the way that it is because marriage will never be. Tying that into pregnancy before marriage and fatherless homes.
Black family, look it up. It's the most nuclear family in the whole country. I know a lot of people that are still with each other from high school.
Not gonna lie, this does not sound like a very Christian conversation. It sounds judgmental, it sounds generalized, and it sounds misplaced. Because last time I checked, all races have children out of wedlock. All races have unmarried women. All races have fatherless homes. And all races celebrate milestones in the way they choose. My Black present father taught me that.
Okay, here we go. I shouldn't be surprised because this is the same culture that promotes and celebrates gang violence and drug money and degeneracy and having 18 different baby mamas. But
I'm gonna go off and say it before he even continue his BS. He need one of these. He need one of these. Cause he
what the hell are we doing, guys? This is like the fourth video like this that I've seen, and I'm so confused. Like, what are we celebrating? What did they accomplish? Black people, for some reason, tend to have this idea that they should be celebrated simply for existing. I mean, you see it when you go to, like, amusement parks and stuff, right? They all walk around with the matching t-shirts of, like, so-and-so's birthday or whatever, as if anybody aside from them gives a shit.
But it's not your business, though. I'm going to say this before any of you get into the comments and start talking. It's not your business. We never asked you to help us celebrate. We celebrate. You don't have to celebrate with us. You guys celebrate. I was just at Disney. I can't tell you how many white families or whomever that I seen that had on the same shirts and shit. I was just there.
If Black people spent half the time, energy, and money on actually bettering themselves in their communities instead of celebrating pointless shit that doesn't matter, then we'd be living in an entirely different society.
So it's our fault. It's our fault we don't live in a better society. It's Black people's fault. I want you to hear this. It's Black people's fault based off of the videos that you see with prom, that if we didn't do what we do with prom, we will be everyone, like he said, we will be living in a better society. It's our fault because of prom. Okay.
I saw this and I couldn't help myself. What the fuck is the matter with you?
Right.
God forbid a family wants to celebrate a milestone. God forbid people want to celebrate anything. You think that after this display that somehow the people enjoying themselves, celebrating, minding their own fucking business, you somehow think that they're inferior? You bring up gang violence and baby mamas when you see this? What's your biggest worry right now? What are you most stressed about right now? What's your biggest problem?
My dad don't pay my car.
Did you fucking stub your toe this morning, you poor little thing? You're turning yourself into a victim right now because you're seeing other people just enjoy themselves in a skin color that you don't like. Go fuck yourself. I guarantee you that young man's family probably more successful than you'll ever be. And that's the reason why you're pissed.
Salute to this
fucking
guy.
baby.
I'd like to present to you Exhibit A on why Black British people need to stay out of Black American business.
It's hood prom season in the US, and this is what Sasha had to say about it, guys.
Prom and baby mama culture are like this. You can't have one without the other.
Sasha went there, and she went there and broke the internet because the Black community are livid. They hate the fact that this white lady has said what everyone is thinking. Because what is hood prom? When did hood prom start? I feel like I've been living under the biggest UK rock ever. I've never heard of, like, hood prom.
To be clear, most Black people don't even live in the hood. How did y'all get to turn it into hood prom? Where did that come from? How is it hood? No, you mean Black. That's what we know. That's when we know you're racist or you're speaking a coded language. When you say stuff like that, we know you mean Black. When you say hood, city, we know what you mean, right? You don't got to just say Black. We know what you mean.
This is how this little teen turned up to prom. And why wouldn't she? She has managed to leave her house like this. Mums, dads, this is how your child left the house. And she wanted to get into prom. And I was so happy the school said no. Because there have to be some standards and we need to draw the line. You have others going to prom with their 3-month-old baby. Exactly what Sasha's talking about. The baby mama and baby daddy culture, they went to prom with that cute little baby. Leave that baby at home. The kids are not doing it themselves because, hello, did you see all the money? Look at that. Where did they get that money from? I'm sorry, we're not coming to the bank and getting out all the money. We're not doing that. It doesn't make sense. Some are just like turning up, using the head.
This is the reason why I say that Black British people need to stay out of Black American business, because you don't understand the dynamics of what's even going on when you try to speak on something that happens in America. Prom season, there's no such thing as a hood prom. That's a term that she made up herself to describe proms that happen in Black communities. But instead of choosing to understand or learn the context, you decided to just agree with whatever came out of her mouth. I wonder why. Black British people are, for the most part, first, second, maybe even third generation immigrants in the UK. And if we was to take a look at the cultural practices in a lot of their homelands, I'm pretty sure that whatever we got going on in the hood or hood proms is going to look extremely innocent, because I would rather see, somebody show up at a prom with a 3-month-old baby that more than likely has 2 parents that are the same age than I would to see videos and pictures of weddings between 9-year-old girls and 50-year-old men, which is very common in a lot of these places that these folks come from. So I'm not really sure why all of this harsh judgment comes down on us, maybe because we're the main character. I don't know why y'all got y'all nose up in the air like y'all on some type of I'm not really sure what's going on through their heads, but whatever high horse you want, you might want to step off of it, because it's definitely not valid.
Hood prom. Please stay in the USA. Do not come to the UK. We are so not ready for all of that.
We don't want to come over there. I don't know why everybody has it in their head that Black Americans we want to mind our business. We don't want to come over there. We good. Even with all the racism and bigotry and lies and the repeal on the voting, we good. We straight. We don't want nothing from nobody.
So instead of just like kissing this white lady's ass, I was obviously being very racist. Instead of doing that, maybe why don't you try to actually understand the context of what's going on? Because clearly, even in her comment section, she really didn't understand the concept of prom or what that was.
And you
Why
can
are we
see
spending
it's
tens
not
of thousands of dollars for proms?
This video is just not responding to white people. It's not a black versus white thing. This is people that are judging the proms.
Off? Does your kid have a college fund?
Don't need it.
Are they going on like a full ride, scholarship, grants? Are they taking any student loans?
Also,
do you have life insurance on your child?
I feel like we're about to enter anti-black territory, so let's see where this video goes.
Do you have life insurance on yourself? Is there a retirement plan for you? Again,
she's a pick-me.
Who are we trying to impress with these things?
I'm gonna let her cook, but I just want to know, when y'all ask these questions, do y'all want a genuine response?
She a tether pick-me. You can tell, look.
And I want to see the transcripts for these kids. But you literally have people that are literally in the hood and they're probably not even paying their actual bills so they can prove something on one day and put their kid in a Lambo for a school dance.
Let's talk about her biased misconceptions about the black community. For one, she's talking out 2 sides of her neck, both sides of her neck, and she's contradicting herself. Let's get into it. You assume that black people live in the hood? Like,
right.
Is this 1980, 1990? Shit, where I'm from, all the white people trying to buy property in the hood, and they trying to kick the black people back to the suburbs. Yep. It's called gentrification, baby. Catch up. For 2, let's just assume that those are black people in the hood that you're talking about low-income people. So how do you then turn around and say they're not paying their bills? Do that really make a lot of sense to you? So you're assuming that they're in low-income housing, and then you're also assuming that they're not paying their bills. Okay, so this is Cedar Hills. This is one of the most wealthy black affluent neighborhoods in the United States. 71% of them are homeowners and 51% of them are college educated. These are the type of prom send-offs that I'm seeing.
Right.
These are the type of neighborhoods that I'm seeing with
Right.
the extravagant prom send-offs. If you don't believe me, well then let's just hear from somebody that you will listen to.
And she went on to say it's in mainly lower income households. I don't know what kind of prom videos of young black people going viral you see, but the ones I'm seeing, they're stepping out of houses in neighborhoods you'll never be able to afford to live in. They're driving to prom in vehicles you will never even get to sit in. My son's girlfriend is black. They just went to prom. You couldn't afford to live in her neighborhood or our neighborhood.
And this is why they say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, because 9 times out of 10, this girl never even grew up in a black neighborhood.
And that's what I
She
said.
doesn't know anything about our people. That's why they say all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yep.
Because she's coming from a place of jealousy. She doesn't know anything about black culture. This girl was in the classroom with Karen and Rebecca.
Yep.
And these are the type of people that y'all think supposed to be representing us. No, I'm not having it. Everybody always talks about like how the children who grew up in the inner city and how they were less fortunate because of some of the things that they didn't get to experience. Well, when you're seeing the prom hate, what you're seeing is the reversal. You're seeing people who grew up around non-black culture who didn't get to experience black culture,
right.
and now they're hating on it.
They feel
And I
left out.
want to be clear, black prom is not only in low-income neighborhoods, it's also in wealthy black neighborhoods. Some of you don't even know that there are wealthy black neighborhoods, and the problem is your parents brainwashed you so much that you didn't even know these things existed. They decided to move out to the neighborhoods with the Karens, and you missed out on that part of life, and now you're hating because you didn't get to experience it. Every single culture has their send-offs of their children coming into womanhood and manhood. The Jewish have their bar mitzvah at 13. Hispanics have quinceañera.
Right.
Black American and white American alike have sweet 16s. They had the debutantes that we weren't allowed to come to. Once y'all read into the research, but somehow it's a problem when we want to celebrate prom. Not to mention, if you made it to prom, that's an accomplishment in itself.
That's the milestone.
Because I know when I went to prom, my graduation was less than a month later.
Right.
Like, how are we not correlating the two?
Right.
Y'all acting like that's not an accomplishment. Y'all keep saying that's not an accomplishment. But a month later, we were having an open house. And if y'all mad at prom, y'all would have hate to see my open house. The two go hand in hand. What kid do you know that's flunking out of school that's going to prom anyway? They wouldn't even made it that far. And if they did, they are the exception to the rule. I'm just literally tired of people coming for black culture because they didn't get to experience it.
Y'all do this shit for black prom every year. Why do y'all assume that every black child is in bad financial or academic standing? Why do y'all assume that they can't afford what the fuck they bought? Senior proms and prom send-offs are coming of age events in black American culture that signifies the closing of your childhood and the entering into your adulthood. Hence why it is done your senior year around the time you graduate high school. Suddenly, everybody is fucking financial experts and pocket watchers when Hispanics right fucking there. And I'm using them as an example. They have fucking quinceañeras. They spend fucking hundreds or thousands of dollars on the fucking quinceañera dress. They spending thousands of dollars on the fucking venue. Hundreds or thousands of dollars on food and entertainment. Why the fuck nobody questioning them on how much money they fucking got or their child's academic standing when they have similar disproportionate poverty rates to black people in America, and they also have similar graduation rates to black people in America? They can easily drop 10 racks on that whole fucking ordeal and then birthday party. Nobody bats an eye. Black family and black child spends what? Let's say $4,600. Everybody go batshit crazy. Everybody suddenly have fucking good financial interest. Everybody knows everybody's financial situation. Y'all are like, come on now.
All right, let's get into this, man, because I've been wanting to talk about this. First off, thank you for staying this long if you stayed this long. Now, let's have a real conversation here. Don't run because you don't like what I'm about to say. We about to have a real conversation, okay? First off, and I'm speaking from experience, okay? First off, Black prom culture, if that's what y'all want to call it, because it wasn't even a culture. Y'all made it a thing. It's none of your business. That's number one. Okay? I don't go looking on social media to find white people prom. The last time I seen a white person prom was on Napoleon Dynamite. No lie. And I don't even know if it was on Napoleon Dynamite. Okay? Now, these proms, right? I want to know, how do people get from what they see in these videos that people are spending X amount of dollars on X amount of anything, right? How did you get... Now, I want you to know, a lot of these dresses in these prom suits are custom made by black designers. That's number one. Or rented, like most of y'all had. How do I know? Because I had a fucking rented tuxedo for my prom. Rented, Michael Jackson edition. So that's number one. Number two, why is it always these obtuse, disconnected, lonely looking ass individuals that want to comment on what another culture's doing? Why does that bother you so much? They're spending money, and why does what we do with our money have anything to do with you? You should be, from my perspective, you should be happy that we're spending. We're keeping so. We only want the minimum so much. You should be so far ahead then. Is it because we're still passing you, even though you're trying your best and you're saving and you're doing everything right according to you, right? He said, hold on.
Black people spend half the time, energy, and money on actually bettering themselves in their communities instead of celebrating pointless shit that doesn't matter, then we'd be living in an entirely different society.
So again, going back to that, it's our fault. We will be living in a better society if we spent less money and effort on prom. Okay. Number one, the high school that I went to, you couldn't even participate in prom if you had anything less than a 2.5 GPA. Minimum. Graduated from a bachelorette IB school. Okay. You had to be present at the school. That's number two. Okay? Active student, 2.5 and above GPA. 3, you can have no type of fights or anything on your record to participate. So, I don't get...
Right? They all walk around with the t-shirts of like so-and-so's birthday or whatever.
I don't get what the jealousy is for. Right? Now, let's get to the expense part, okay? Because I know, like you said, well, you know, it just costs so much, and okay. I already gave you the breakdown on the suit, right? Probably a couple $1,000s here, whatever. You don't know these black people's circumstances, right? You don't know my circumstances. I went to prom, and my aunt, it was 2008, 2007, 2008, sorry. 2008, 2007, 2008. I went in my aunt's 2006 Cadillac Escalade. I didn't buy a Cadillac Escalade. I didn't rent it. You know, the only thing I had to do was have over a 3.0 GPA, according to my aunt, which I did. And I had to put gas, and I had to have a valid license. So, okay, according to you, that 40, or at the time, you know, that it's probably a 60K vehicle, right? That my aunt bought with her money that she retired from when she worked for Kodak for 45 years, allowed me to use that for prom. A lot of these vehicles and these things that y'all are seeing in these videos, right, are rented, or they're community-driven vehicles by people in the community or whomever family member that, I don't know why y'all just think black people don't have nice shit. We got nice shit. Y'all used to watching the Discovery Channel where you see black people in the African, on the desolate side of tribal Africa doing, y'all not understanding the whole other side of Africa got skyscrapers and all that shit. Y'all really think we can't afford shit. Okay? All right. So I had my aunt's 2006 Cadillac Escalade. I'm sorry. 2006 Cadillac Escalade. 24-inch rims. Yes, sir. Chromed out. Black and chrome exterior on it. I wish I had a picture to show y'all, man. Killed it. Didn't pay nothing. The only thing I had to do was put $20 back in the tank after I was done using it. Okay? And the only thing that I did have to pay for, that I didn't even pay for all the way, was my rented Michael Jackson edition tuxedo. That was it. But you looking at it now, we don't have the videos and all that other stuff that these kids have today, right? I have some pictures. That's about it. We didn't have, the videos and stuff that they got today. Is the reason why everybody can look and see and just judge based off of what they see. You telling me all this costs thousands of dollars? Most of it don't. It don't. You're just jealous. You have nothing else going on in your life, and you wish that happened for you. But I know this not coming from the same culture of people that'll spend $60,000, $70,000 on a wedding and don't like 90% of the people that gotta attend to the wedding. Be cheating on each other all the way up to the wedding. Don't like each other, still get married and then get a divorce. Y'all average 3 marriages in a lifetime. Average. The average black nuclear family is together. Y'all gonna stop coming for black kids, bro. I'm not going for it. I'm not, you can't just look at, they're spending such and such and such and such. How do you know what they're spending? You have some of them that flash the money. Cool. You don't know where they got that money from. How do you just make an assessment and say, hey, this is such, this is this. Like we said, they're in nice neighborhoods. So good kids just you can't flash some money. That's always been about part of black culture, right? That's always been a part of black culture. Y'all do things like pick these 1 or 2 little things, right? And you try to nitpick. You try to nitpick because your prom was lame, because you didn't go to prom, because you don't have a present father, because your parents didn't give 2 shits about you to celebrate a milestone in your life. For the things that the black community have been through, these are milestones for us. These kids in these pictures earned that. Videos, they earned that. The one other thing I want to talk about, right, was this chick here. Sorry.
They're probably not even paying their actual bills, so they can...
Well, number one, when I said she's whitewashed, I can tell by the way she moves her mouth that she ain't one of us. I can just tell. That's why I said it. She's a pick-me, and she ain't one of us. She's somebody that looked at the culture from the outside, stood outside the fence, and wants to judge it now because she couldn't participate in it.
Do something on one day.
I can tell. Look, I can literally tell how she moves her mouth. Yo.
They put their kid in a Lambo for a school dance.
It's not like this ignorance has to stop. And I'm not, like we said, we're not just talking about white people. We're talking about certain groups of African people that like to speak on our shit, right? We talking about people like, number one, bro. Black culture don't pay y'all no mind. We don't bother nobody. Whatever we decide to do with prom has nothing to do with you. How does that affect you? But if we go back to this dummy here,
out with the matching t-shirts of like so-and-so's birthday or whatever, as if anybody aside from them gives a shit. If black people spent half the time, energy, and money on actually bettering themselves in their communities instead of celebrating pointless shit that doesn't matter, then we'd be living in an entirely different society.
So again, I just want to emphasize what he wanted to sound so articulate. He said we would be living in a better society if black people, come on, bro. Come on. Like the amount of confidence you have to get on the internet, and say this obtuse ass ignorant shit. Out of racism. I'm going to say what I said in my other videos, and I ain't going to keep dragging this on. A lot of you need mental health evaluations. A lot of you need to learn to mind your business. We will be a better society if people just minded their own business. We would be a better society if people like you mind your damn business. I don't know what happens in Indian culture. I don't know what happens in Chinese culture, Taiwanese culture, Cambodian culture. I don't know what happens in Russian culture. I don't know what happens in British black people's culture. I don't know what happens in Mexican culture. I don't know what happens in white American culture. You know why? Because I mind my damn business. Nor do I care. Stop attacking these black kids. Find something else to do. Because going toe-to-toe in a conversation like this, I'm going to make you look terrible. You make an assessment based off of a few second video, and all of a sudden, everybody's financial gurus and experts. You had the one black girl that I said was a pick-me say they don't have...
Their kid in a Lambo.
Hold on, wait.
Again, who are we trying to impress with these? Could have a college fund?
Not everybody wants to go to college. Especially nowadays. You shouldn't. You probably shouldn't.
Are they going on like a full ride? Scholarship? Grants?
So, okay.
Are they taking any student loans?
So, okay, wait. Take out debt. I'm done, bro. I'm not doing this. Mind y'all damn business, bro. Your ass ain't going to prom. If you ain't black and going to prom, mind your damn business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't your business. Stop trying to blame society's woes on black people for having fun and minding our damn business. So, where did they get the money from? I worked my whole time through high school. You would have got that. I worked and saved up for everything. You would have got, if I would have flashed my little couple dollars, you would have got that. Oh, well, he's selling drugs. When most of y'all use drugs, don't come for us, bro. We ain't gonna come for y'all, man. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Leave our kids alone. That's what we not finna do. And that one girl in the first video, she got her ass exposed already. Projecting, right? Everything she's saying about, oh, there's no black fathers, there's no black fathers, and she grew up without a father. Telling you, man, a lot of this could be solved. A lot of this could be solved just like that. I ain't gonna say it, though. Make sure y'all like the video. Comment, be respectful in these comments. Be an adult in these comments. People keep trying these little racial undertones, keep trying to slither their way with I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna delete it. I'm not even gonna play with you. I'm actually, YouTube gonna block it before I can even delete it anyway. I'm just not gonna I'm just not gonna unblock it. I'm gonna leave it like that. Watch your mouth out here, man. Ayo Bassel TV. Like, comment, share. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Peace.